You on the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't think I held the camera before.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to pull this cover out. What? You helping? You're helping? Okay. We're going to pull this part off. Ooh, look at all that dirt in there. Holy
Oh,
smokes.
wow. Whoa, dirt fell.
Yeah. So, we got to take the snorkel system out to
So,
get
Dad,
to the...
Is your video all about fixing the razor and
is.
doing some
Oh, wow, that wasn't tight.
ride stuff?
Yeah. Oh, wow, that needs to be re-glued too.
Mom, I can't get it out.
Well, we'll get to that with this cover off. So I'm seeing that my snorkel system needs to be fixed. What? Oh, leave that up there, buddy.
Daddy, it turned
It's
off.
not off though. It's still recording. It just doesn't show the screen to save battery.
I think this is on fire.
Think it's on fire? Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not.
Well, I think we're gonna have to get this out of here.
Oh, it looks hot. Oh, there we go.
Have to clean that up before we put it back together too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the intake for the belt. That
Hey, Gable.
needs to be re-glued. Probably JB weld it, eh? Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, put JB weld it. All right, we'll fix that when it goes together.
Dad,
So what we're doing is we're taking this cover off so we can get down to the drive shaft easier.
yeah.
The clutches will be in the way a little bit, but we need to unhook the back end of that drive shaft. So that's some 8mm bolts to pull out, and we'll be sitting pretty good here in a second. Well, hello from underneath the razor. We just pulled the drive shaft out. This is a nice view. You can see right down the tunnel here. I had to take the center carrier bearing or bushing, whatever it is, out. And I also had to take the back half. I thought I could just get away with disconnecting the front part and taking it out just the front to get at the CV, but that didn't work out. So I had to take these two bolts out here and pop that carrier bushing or bearing or whatever it's called out, and then we got the entire drive shaft removed. So for those of you who watched my drive shaft replacement video, it actually will go a lot easier this time because the front differential's out of the way, and I can just throw everything up here and connect it and we'll be good. But that is putting it back together, and we are not there yet. So let's get this thing on the bench. Okay, we're up out of the machine. I cleaned my hands up a little bit so I could video. Looks like we've got, this is the rear, the part that hooks into the rear differential, and it looks like that boot's torn as well. Not sure how that happened. This is the center section. It's the same style boot, it looks like, but it's not torn. So again, not sure how that happens and why that is the way it is, but I guess. I thought I felt another clamp that was loose here, but that's either way, I think we're gonna skip the fix it yourself step on this one. As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna send this in. It's a little bit above me. Here's the damage to the end of that, just from getting cranked over hitting itself, I guess. It bent it all up. But the way the guys talked on the phone is they'll replace that whole CV joint. I guess we'll see when it comes back. Now I have to learn how to ship things because I have honestly never shipped anything. All I've ever done is receive, so I guess on with the adventure. Well, hello everybody. We are in Sterling Heights, Michigan. We're on what's called the Golden Corridor, and the speed limit is 45, and I'm here to tell you we are not going 45, and we're getting past. Gabriel's got his snacks. We've been on the road since 7:30 this morning.
Hey, Dad. My drink is down.
Your drink is down there. We are headed to pick up the drive shaft. We opted to have it just left there. We didn't want it shipped. We were going to go pick it up. So we are headed to CCI Driveline to see it for ourselves. Oh, all right. Let me shut the video off and I'll grab a piece of candy. We'll see you there. All right, we made it down to Casco, Michigan, to CCI Driveline, Engineering and Fabrication. They open at 6 in the morning, so we could have been down here a lot earlier. We picked up the drive shaft. This is the front part. They've replaced it with a 2-bolt collar system. So I'm kind of excited. They put new CVs on, on all of it here. So we are going to be better than new. Thanks to this, I think it's going to be better than new. Gabriel, what'd you think of the drive?
Good.
Was it a good drive?
Yeah.
We ready to go home?
Yeah.
Yeah? We got a long day ahead of us. But overall,
Good to go.
good to go. So here we are, underneath the Razor. This is the repaired drive shaft.
These are the bolts put the bearing casing the bearing holder casing.
The carrier.
Carrier.
The carrier bearing.
I knew it had a C and an A.
So we got the back plugged in, and I honestly think if I take the drive shaft out again, I'll just pull the front diff because it was way easier throwing everything in here. So we're gonna lock the back down really quick, and then put the front in and throw the front diff in. So we're moving right along, except I noticed while I was under here, a little leak. I believe that's a water pump. So
I think it's leaking through a seal.
yeah, it's gonna probably just be bad. So that's where
It
that.
looks like it's kind of wet up there.
Yeah, I can
too.
see it. It's been actively dripping, so that's got to go on our list of things to fix before 2 weeks before the bridge ride. So one quick note, something worth noting here. This carrier bearing is, I don't know how to explain it. It's only meant to go in one way. The ears that connect it here are cheated to one side, and I picked the wrong side, so as I'm tightening up now, it's coming down past the frame, so not thrilled. I'm gonna have to slowly take these bolts back out and then flip it over to put it on the correct way so it's up higher. I'm assuming they did that for a reason, to keep the shaft up. I just picked the wrong way. We must have done it accidentally right the first time. So, just a quick little note. Alright, I don't know why I'm showing you that part, but with the drive shaft in, we're going to throw this front diff in next. And luckily everything will fall right together because it's not bolted in. So connecting the front part of the drive shaft, we'll finish once we get the diff in. We'll kind of do all that at one time because putting the clamp around here is actually going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, because the different style of clamp on the front. I think I showed you already. So what I'm going to do first though is we're going to pop this plug out and fill it up full of oil. So that's one less thing I got to do when it's on the machine, and then we'll have all our fluids changed.
Oh.
Alright, so we got the front diff filled up. I used the scientific method of pour some in till it comes out. And I poured some in and I tipped it up and it came out. And we let it level off. Now let's throw her in and start working with this Loctite. Alright, she's filled with fluid and installed. I Loctited all 4 bolts. Got them seated nice and perfect. The threads we cut seem to work really good. I did have to make a run to the hardware and get a different size of bolt because one was too long and the smaller one probably would have worked, but I wanted to catch as many threads as we could, so the ones I picked up, where I used 3 out of 4 of them. That last one, that back corner, I can only use the short one because it was up inside the case. So yeah, we're coming together. I am gonna put the new clamp on the axle, so we'll get to that. Alright, just one last look at her before we get going. This was the boot that I had put on at Wild Willie's, I'm pretty sure. Or was it that one? Yeah. Either way, this is the clamp that got pushed off. It's nobody's fault, it just is the way it is. When it cranked the front differential, everything got pushed around and it knocked that clamp off. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one I had replaced. So we got some new clamps, new tool we're going to try out, and I think I might have to find a new box to carry my spare in. It's a little nasty, but the old all-ball racing box has done a good job. So I'm gonna clean this up and look inside here, just make sure there's nothing. We'll work it around a little bit, and I'm sure it's good to go. It didn't really travel very far after we got out of the hole, so we'll get to work. Alright, so I looked inside and moved it around. There's nothing tight or seized up or nothing. Everything seems really lubed up. So we just slid it back on. There's a rib on here that this sits on, and then I clamped this down with our tool. I didn't do it on camera because it takes 2 hands. I clamped that down, tightened it up, and I'm going to kind of tap this down with a hammer, and I'm going to put some anti-seize on here, and I'm going to slap it back into the front differential because that's where we're at right now. So hang on. Alright everybody, I don't know if you can feel the excitement, but it's definitely happening here. Got our front passenger side put together. I need to tighten up the castle nut. Now that I got the brakes, I'm going to do the brakes on both sides, then have Christopher or somebody step on the brakes for me so I can tighten that castle nut up. And then, yeah, we are in business. But as I walked over here, moving my tools over to this next side, seen our little cable hanging here, reminded me I wasn't quite done with the front diff. It's not a big deal. It plugs in up here. So we'll get that plugged in and put the side back together. I know we gotta wait for the water pump, and that's a whole nother deal, but this thing's gonna get started up for sure, and at least run for a second to warm it up since the oil change. And yeah, let's keep going. So I missed a step. Let me catch you up. I forgot to attach the drive shaft to the front differential. So you get in here, look at this guy. He's got 2 bolts instead of the single Allen clamp. And once I got the drive shaft slid up on top of the pinion, it worked really, really well. So just a quick oopsie, and we're continuing on here. Alright, we got the front end back together on both sides. We got the wheels and wheels on. Christopher's gonna fire it up for the first time in, how long's it been? A few weeks anyways. There she is. Heck yeah. I know that water pumps it slowly, so we'll get to that. But that's enough for today. Thanks for watching part 2 of our Windrock Aftermath series. Part 3, all we have left to do is the water pump and reattach a skid plate, and we'll be ready for the bridge ride. So hang on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up with all of our Razor adventures.